All right, what's up, guys? Let's do this again tonight because I had time last night, so I want to do it again tonight and open some more zoo. And we didn't really pull anything good last night. So, what's up, Chris? Let me go ahead and share this on Instagram here.
Healthcare costs have skyrocketed.
Nope, not that one. Give me 1 sec here. I don't know if the issue from last night is going to be fixed with the lagging, but still want to rip some zoo. One second. What's up, Hash Brown? What's up, Debo? All right, there we go. Let me pull this up on the computer here too. What's up, LG? Thoughts on Samson competing this week? And Samson is a beast. Thoughts on Samson competing this week? And still looks the frame rate still looks a little laggy, but it should be fine. Yeah, I think Samson is a beast for competing 2 weeks out of the Olympia. I think it's awesome. I love to see it. What's up, Go Ducks Go? All right. Let's crack a claw before we get into this here. So I've got a bunch of stuff that I want to open tonight. I want to try to get to 2 more boxes of first edition. That's why I started a little bit early tonight. I've got some Wilderness, I've got some Nightfall, and in between pack, I really want to do these too. I've got a bunch of these Yu-Gi-Oh! Retro packs, which I'm kind of excited to open. I've never opened it before, but I've got maybe a dozen of these. So maybe every couple Metazoo packs, we'll open up one of these boxes. I think there's 4 packs in each box. So I want to get some of those too. What's up, Zombie? What's up, Wenda Bro? Metazoo Crew, what's up, dude? Rockman, dude, what's up, man? Really been getting into Yu-Gi-Oh! Lately. Saw those at Target. Yeah, I think they seem like a really cool set. Looks like the hit rates are pretty good. They're pretty loaded, so I want to open some of those and start building my my next PSA submission. Hopefully, get something cool out of there worth grading. I do. I actually do watch Team APS. I watch them. I like Ruxin. I used to watch a lot of Simply Unlucky, but I haven't watched him in a while. So I'm gonna do the same thing that I did last night and kind of open up these the boxes that look damaged. This one is actually like dented to the point. The void sticker is damaged. So yeah, if you're a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, you're in luck tonight because we're gonna open up a bunch of these retro packs, and I've seen a lot of people opening these on their channels. Ruxin is one of them. That's actually how I found out about them. Let's do this box topper. So I have 22 boxes left of first edition after I open these 2 tonight. Forest Aura. How's the audio so far? Is the audio good? Is it better than last night? I reset the router and I shut off a bunch of stuff that was using Wi-Fi before I started, so hopefully it's a little bit better and less laggy. Snallygaster. What's up, West Coast casters? Lordy Cardboard got lagged out last night. Tonight seems good. Good. I still haven't diagnosed exactly what the issue is, why the Wi-Fi has been so slow on these past couple streams, but starting off with a full hollow is okay. What's up, Escaped Alien? Yeah, man, I needed to scratch the itch again. Last night's stream really got me back into it. Yeah, I mean, I used to do a lot of the pre-recorded rips, especially when it was something like this, and it wasn't a whole booster box. If it was like a new product that came out that only had, a few packs in it, the pre-recorded rips are fun for that, but a whole booster box, honestly, I think gets kind of boring. I like kind of talking to the chat while we open the packs. I am gonna work on it though. I'm gonna try to figure out what's going on with the Y. I'm gonna try to get somebody out here from the company to look at it and see what's going on. All the internet tests, like I said, when I do them on the computer, the internet speed tests are always really good for upload and download, and would also be good for streaming. So I don't know what the deal is. 2 days in a row, life is good. What's up, Josh? Pedro's Lucario. Not a fan of Metazoo, but I want to buy a box of Nightfall since it looks dope. No better time than now. I don't know what the prices are on Nightfall, like as of now today, since the prices seem to be changing so much. But a few days ago, you could get them for 27 bucks, and I think that's pretty hard to beat. Hodag full hollow. But I was a little bit disappointed last night. No Mothman. We did get a full hollow frog. So I'm gonna spice this opening up with a few of these. So let's open up one of these right off the top. I know there's a big Blue Eyes chase in here. I think that might be one of the more collectible cards. I know a lot of people are opening this for like playability. I know there's a lot of playable cards in here, but you can see on the front, there's like Exodia, there's Blue Eyes, Dark Magician, Red Eyes, a lot of good, like nostalgic retro stuff in this set. I don't know how, like I said, how valuable or collectible a lot of this stuff is because the Yu-Gi-Oh! Base isn't that big, but if I get some Blue Eyes or some pieces of Exodia, I would probably grade all those. I keep ripping CN2 and I cannot get a Piazza bird. You're probably one of the few left that's still ripping CN2. What's up, Jonathan? He says, "Wow, I finally caught a live show. Glad to have you here, bro." I definitely buying right now. I've been working on my Caster's Cup player set and bought 2 Kickstarter boxes for 800 each. Wish I would have gotten them at 500 like you. I definitely picked them up at a good time, man. I got a giant germ. So like every card in this set is nostalgic. Black Illusion Ritual for the good old Relinquished. Or was this for, yeah, Relinquished. Toon Mermaid, nice. Gaia Power. And we got a rare Hard Destruction. I don't remember with Yu-Gi-Oh! If you get a rare and a hollow. Like not. Magic Jammer, Hane, 7 Tools of the Bandit. Really nostalgic set. Actually, I've got a nice Yu-Gi-Oh! Tin right here. I'll put these cards in. We got that crispy stream tonight, boys. Luminous Spark, Flying Kamakiri #1, UFO Turtle, Black Illusion Ritual, and we've got super rare, Solemn Judgment. I've seen some people that have opened these on YouTube so far, just getting like all ultra rares out of one box. So hopefully out of this first box, we can get at least one. If I'm not mistaken, like when we were kids, the Solemn Judgment that people use all the time was a secret rare, wasn't it? Yeah, maybe I should post more pictures of the bulk because it is a mess. That was like one of my biggest issues before I had that film crew come yesterday. Me and Chris, like I said, we opened a bunch of packs of different stuff, and the bulk just makes such a mess, especially with Chris. He doesn't stack it, he like throws it, and that was like one of the biggest things I had to clean up before they came. It was all the mess from opening packs. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is so tough, though, when it comes to trying to get something to grade because these corners are so easily damaged. I do burn it, but I don't burn it like every day, so I usually burn it once a week. Nice. Secret rare. I didn't even know there were secret rares in this set. Cloning. Cool. Let's go through the rest of these cards because they're nostalgic. Gaia, Flame Swordsman, Baby Dragon. And I saw somebody, it might have been Team APS, talking about this. They used the original print style on this set specifically. Even the other reprints that you'll see of Baby Dragon or whatever, this is like how they were originally printed. So it's not like the reprint print style, which is kind of cool. Cool looking card. I actually don't remember cloning. All right, last pack before we get back into this first edition. Damn, we've already got 88 people in here. Nimble Mamanga, Giant Trunate. I remember that card. When I used to play, like, that's why I stopped playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Is because the original format was all I ever played, like the very OG, easy to play format when I was a kid. I'm playing with this card a lot. Mother Grizzly, Toon Mermaid. Nice. Big old print line, but Catapult Turtle, super rare. Armed Ninja, Giant Soldier Stone. I used to like that one. That was a good defensive card in the early days. 2000 defense. But yeah, every opening that I've seen of this retro set has been really cool. Did you get any booster box of retro? I don't think they don't sell them in booster box form, right? They only sell them in these 4-pack boxes, I believe, right? All right, back to Metazoo. I didn't know they sold them in booster boxes. That's kind of cool. Am I tripping or did you burn Metazoo bulk? Yes, I do. But I don't, like I said, I just don't do it every day. Reverse GG burn. So it still piles, especially when I do a stream like this where I open multiple booster boxes. What most sought after cards in CN1? Obviously Red Ink, Secret Rare from the Boppers. Full Hollow Moth, Full Hollow Frog, Full Hollow Sam Sinclair, Chaos Crystal. I would say those are probably the top 4, the Mothman, the Frogman, Chaos Crystal, and Sam Sinclair in Full Hollow. And then obviously the Secret Rare box topper, the Red Ink. You should pick up some 151 and rip it for us. I've definitely ripped some 151 on the channel. I wouldn't be opposed to getting more, though. So just curious, if you had $500 to buy cards or sealed product, what would you buy and what would it be? What would you buy and why and what would it be? It's a good question. I think that I haven't been buying a whole lot of Metazoo up until this past week where there were all these deals on booster boxes because I'm not super interested in buying singles. So buying booster boxes that I would want to open in the future if Metazoo comes back has kind of been my focus, getting them for cheap. So I kind of spent my, well, it was a lot more than $500, but this is kind of what I would buy is if I saw first edition for sale again at $70, I would just buy more first edition boxes. But if that doesn't happen, I would probably, if I was going to spend another $500 right now on Metazoo product, I would probably go Nightfall booster boxes. And the reason why is I just think it's something that's going to go up in value even after the sale, because opening, I would probably always enjoy opening in the future if Metazoo comes back, and I would want to have like a good stock of those boxes that I'm sitting on for a future stream. So if I were going to spend $500 right now, I'd probably find whoever is selling the cheapest Nightfall boxes and buy more of those. That's a good question. Why isn't Power Up Red considered more of a big hit? It used to be. And I think it was very, very playable. I want to know when this CN2 UFO and Seance from the warehouse finally gets unloaded. I think immediately it will. I don't see any reason for them to wait once the purchase is complete and just sit on that product even longer, I think immediately it'll start hitting the secondary market. I don't know why they would wait at all. Once they've got it in their possession, and if they have staff to ship it out and fulfill it, I don't see any reason why they would sit on. Just like the sheer quantity of boxes that was in that inventory, I see no reason to just let that amount of stuff just take up space. Yeah, that makes sense. I agree for sure. Just curious. Barely missed the CN1 when I was at work. Yeah. I mean, if that seller ever, if they start selling more Cryptid Nation First Edition at that price, I'll definitely buy some more. I mean, I took advantage of Kickstarter when it was really cheap. I bought a lot of boxes at like 500 a box, and by a lot, I mean maybe 5, and I opened most of them. I've only got one left. So I kind of did what I wanted to do with Kickstarter, graded the cards that I wanted to get out of there. I got my PSA 10 Mothman, my PSA 10 Frogman. I've got a PSA 10 Sam Sinclair, Chaos Crystal Kickstarter. So I've kind of done what I wanted to do with that. I still enjoy opening First Edition because I've never pulled a red ink. It never gets old pulling a First Edition Mothman. And at these prices, I think it's still really enjoyable to open. Can they hit $10? Which set? That's a really good question too. Full Hollow Unending Fire Crystal. I wonder how many Kickstarter box left says Steve's Collectibles. That's something that I wonder about too, because you got to wonder with all the like misinformation that we've been given about Metazoo when it comes to print runs and the number of cards that are out there, certain cards, you got to wonder, even though they said there was only 2,500 booster boxes of Kickstarter with the initial run, you got to wonder if there really was only 2,500. And if there was, it certainly looks like a really good percentage of that 2,500 boxes has been ripped. I mean, there's been hundreds of videos of people ripping Kickstarter boxes. So if there really was only 2,500, there can't be that many left. But again, with Metazoo, the question always is, how true were some of these numbers that we were given? Then you see these vendors, these consignment eBay guys, like the eVend guy that was selling all this First Edition. And again, you got to wonder where it's coming from. And he had 80 spell books of Kickstarter. He just sold a few booster boxes of Kickstarter the other day. Like, where is this stuff coming from? If it's not in the warehouse, it's not at the printer. You know, who is this mystery guy that's out there sitting on, 400 plus booster boxes of First Edition, 80 Kickstarter spell books? Who had that much foresight early on to have that many boxes, unless it was somebody like Mike Waddell himself or Bailey or whoever? Like and not to mention, I mean, the volume of Nightfall, Wilderness, Seance, all the other shit that seller has, it's pretty extreme, the amount of stuff he has, and it's kind of questionable where it came from. Especially the Kickstarter stuff. Having 80 sealed of anything Kickstarter, I think is pretty suspicious. Because I think unless you're like super rich, you would have had to get that much volume of Kickstarter like right from the start, and to sell it at the price they're selling at, or that they were selling it at, the 250 a spell book. I think it makes it even more sketchy. Even if there was 5,000, they'd still be as rare as hen's teeth. I like that expression. Is it still that choppy? Oh, nice, babe. The blue awful hollow. Never get tired of that card. And when the prices were 10,000 plus, you'd think they would exactly. The timing of all this product being dumped on eBay is always suspicious. Lordy Cardboard said it's good for him. I'm looking at it on my playback over here. It looks to me a lot better than yesterday's. And I look at the audio on it. It sounds a lot better. Oh, what's up, Steve? Barcelo's in here from the Cryptozoology and Paranormal Museum. What's up, dude? I saw your video a couple days ago about the got a text back from Mike about the sale. I just watched that video a few days ago. Phoenix Rain, Full Hollow. I actually haven't talked to Mike at all since the sale. I talked to Bailey a little bit the day of the sale. That's really all the communication I've had with anybody that was previously involved with Metazoo about it. Now we spiked up to 107. What's up, Brian? He says, do you miss your 1 of 1 blue ox, Nick? Honestly, not really. I think I sold it at a really good time. I think I sold it for like over $4,000. I don't even remember how much I sold it for, but it was multiple thousands of dollars. And I think there's no chance in hell it would sell for anywhere near that now. So I'm kind of happy I sold it when I did. I was a little bit disappointed about the Mothman, though. The 1 of 1 Mothman that I bought for almost $12,000. Because then so when they posted that letter and Metazoo shut down, I was like I was disappointed, but I was also kind of pissed off with the way that everything was handled and the way that Mike just kind of so casually just destroyed the company at the end there with that letter. And I was just so mad about it that I didn't want that 1 of 1 Mothman anymore. Because I kind of bought that at a time where I was like really confident in the future of Metazoo, and I was like, man, fuck this. I'm not just gonna sit on this card and watch it drop even more. So I sold it for I think $3,500. So I took like a $7,000 loss on that card. But at the time, I was just like, man, with the way that everything's been handled with you, and now it looks like it's dead. I was like, I'm not gonna sit here on a $12,000 Metazoo card and just watch it go down to nothing. So I was like, fuck it, I'm out. And we got all this news about the bankruptcy, and then we started getting more updates, and things started a little bit more optimistic, and so I held on to a lot of the other stuff that I had. Mike took everything down with him and spent the money on his lawyers instead of paying people back. So, that was like when my channel was really doing well with like the Metazoo content. There was a lot of people tuning in. People were really excited about Topps Chrome. They were excited about Native. Then we got the announcement about War and Legacy. And even though, there were like pre-orders that were never fulfilled and all that great stuff, then Kuromi came out and still seemed like there was a good amount of hype for Metazoo. But I will say, it's not like we were completely blindsided by the closure, because Metazoo obviously wasn't doing well, and there was a lot of issues. But I was still optimistic when I bought that Mothman, because the Topps Chrome hype was huge. I mean, I was making videos back then when Topps Chrome came out, and people were like so hungry for the Topps Chrome. I was just making videos like, this is where you can buy Topps Chrome. They're selling it at Barnes and Noble now, and a video like that would get like 5,000 views. Like, people were so hyped about it, they just wanted to know where they could go buy it in a retail or at full MSRP. It was kind of a good time for Metazoo. It was kind of a reminder of what a shame all this is. And thank you for the kind words, Steve. I appreciate that. You've done a great job keeping up with Metazoo. What's up, Atlantis? Long time no see, bro. Yeah, the streamer kits were definitely a big one that people are still pissed about. The sale did not go through yet. October 8th is the date we'll know for sure. So a few more days or a few more weeks here. Acts of Despair, Elegant Egotist, Thousand Dragon in conform. Interesting. Yeah, we're still waiting. But like I said in the last stream, I think it's probably the best offer they're going to get. $2 million honestly shocked me that it's going for that much. I don't think they're going to get a better offer. I don't think, because here's the thing. Here's the other option. If they deny the offer, they're not denying it because they want a higher offer from the buyer. I don't think they're going to get one. That's the highest they're going to get. They had the bidding process, they accepted offers, and that was the best they're going to do. So if they denied it, they would be denying it on the grounds that this isn't going to be enough money. We think we're just going to try to sell all this physical product thinking we can get more than $2 million. I don't think they want to go through that hassle. I don't think the court wants to do that. I don't think they want to waste all that time. I don't think they want to use resources to try to sell that much product. I mean, think of the amount of time it would take to sell $2 million worth of second edition and seance and UFO. And then it's still being stored at that warehouse. They're probably going to have to relocate it. If they deny the offer, it's just going to drag this process on for maybe years. I don't see them denying it. This is a simple solution. It's a good offer. It's millions of dollars, which is way higher than I think anybody expected. It's going to save them all that trouble of having to do like a court mandated auction of all the assets, which I think would be a huge pain in the ass. I think this is as good as it's going to get. And even though I don't think the $2 million is going to cover all the debt, so that means there are some people that are probably not going to get paid back. I think that was always going to be the case. I think even if they went through this process of auctioning off all the pallets of shit that's at that warehouse, I think even if they went through all that, I don't think they would get $2 million for it because they're going to do it by the pallet. They're probably not going to break it down into a per booster box sale, and they'll probably get like really, really low per pallet rates. I don't even know that they would get $2 million for it. And it would probably be rushed because, like I said, it's going to take a bunch of time to do that. So they're going to probably try to consolidate that time the best they can if they did a court mandated auction. So they'd probably do as much as they can per day on an auction website or whatever they think they can comfortably facilitate shipping out. So they would probably rush it. It wouldn't give people like ample time to really run up market value on a lot of these boxes. So a lot of it would go for low. There'd probably be a limited number of bidders. So those bidders aren't going to have endless pockets. And eventually, if they do it in a short enough amount of time, I think those pallets would go for pretty low because people are going to get, wallet fatigue that are bidding on all these pallets in a short amount of time. And I just don't think they're going to go that route. I think this $2 million offer is the best option they've got. I'm honestly going to be shocked if we get the news back that they decline this offer. But I think the other thing too, I don't think I mentioned this in the last video. I think the other thing too that seems like this is going to go through is they made the guy put down a 10% cash deposit. And 10% doesn't sound like a lot. That's almost $250,000 the guy put down cash just to submit this offer. So I think that's also pretty significant that they put this guy out. And again, he'd probably get it back if the judge denies it. But this guy put up $200,000 cash as a deposit to even make this offer, which I think is also pretty significant. I thought the whole Metazoo, I thought this would sell for $200,000. I thought it would be somewhere around that range, not 10 times that amount. Stephen Barcelo says, on the inventory list, was there any Kickstarter booster boxes or bulk sample cards listed? I didn't see any Kickstarter booster boxes. No, I'd have to look back through. I believe there was a binder of Kickstarter cards. Ooh, nice guy, the Dragon Champion. I believe there was a binder of Kickstarter cards. I believe there was a binder of sample cards, and it looked like there was a bunch of cut sheets, which I think are some of the coolest collectibles in trading cards. There was like more than 500 uncut sheets, and they didn't specify what they were for. If they were uncut, they could have been uncut sample sheets or Kickstarters. So that could have been what those are, but I'm sure it's also everything else too. Yeah, the frame rate's a little slow. We had that issue last night too. But I'm gonna work on getting that fixed for the big stream that I'm gonna do this weekend. But tonight we just got to deal with it. Is it possible? Is it possible quicker? But the longer they wait for more fans, will forget about Metazoo and be lost. Oh, he's responding to somebody else's comment. Riker says, my theory is that the new company will sit on the IP for a while, perhaps 1 to 3 years. Wait for the economy to improve and relaunch Metazoo. I don't know. I don't know about that. I think even for this new, because the company is a startup company, this Game Cubator Labs, and startup company that they haven't done, to my knowledge, and you guys can correct me on this if you've anything that they did, but to my knowledge, they're not making any money right now. They haven't done a card game yet. They haven't had a project yet. They like just started this company. So $2 million for a company that doesn't have, or at least doesn't appear to have anything else going on yet, because they're brand new, they're a startup, it's still a pretty big investment, even if this vice president of Pokemon is rich. I would think they want to get this ball rolling. Sangha of Thunder. So far, no rares, just that one secret rare. And even if it, so like I said, nowhere in the court documents do they even mention this Game Cubator Labs, right? So right now, all we know is that this Charlie Herlocker guy is the guy that signed for the Meta 2 Enterprises, and we know that Charlie works for Game Cubator Labs. That's the only connection that we know of. So the flip side of the coin would be, if it is just this individual, this Charlie guy buying Metazoo, an individual putting $2 million cash into this, no matter how the guy is, it's just one dude. So if it is just him buying it, I don't know who has that kind of money to just sit on it for years, a $2 million investment, and not get anything back for years. Just one dude. And he's not like an old dude. He looks like he's close to our age, probably in his 30s. What's up, Toothless Levi? Long time no see, man. So I think if it's this startup spending $2 million, I think they would move quickly. I think if it's an individual, they would move quickly, at least with selling this stuff, at the very least. Did you guys go over how the guy is the creator of Magic the Gathering? So from what I gathered looking at the website of this company, the Magic the Gathering guy, you're talking about the Richard Garfield guy, right? It looks like he's not a direct employee of that company. It looks like he's more of a consultant. So I don't know exactly to what extent he would be involved. What's up, Jeff West? It's not very clear, but the guy that owns the Game Cubator Labs, he's the founder. He was the vice president of Pokemon for 23 years or whatever. That's confirmed, but they mention Richard Garfield on their website, but I don't know exactly what he does for them. But he's not listed anywhere on their LinkedIn as an employee. So I think he's more of like a consultant type of thing. Levi says, dude, I was thinking about your channel because you watch and do bodybuilding videos. I'm 39 years old, 6 foot, 190. Started TRT because my T level was 300, now in 190 with a six pack. Nice, bro. How long you been on TRT? Put on 15 pounds of muscle and lost 15 pounds of fat so far. Life changing. 300 is definitely on the low side. I think a lot of times with TRT, they try to get you up to 800, right? So they would have more than doubled your testosterone. So I could see a pretty significant change in 8 months time. Sinkhole Sam reverse. Oh, damn, you're at 900 now. Yeah, that's pretty significant. So if you're at 300, they tripled your testosterone, which is definitely significant for, yeah, that's pretty cool. I'll have to get tested. I'll have to get tested at some point and see what mine is. Now, I have no idea what my test is right now. It's probably not great. Now we're over 100 people watching this now. You said you're 39, right? So that is probably most people start after 35. My buddy Christo that came over this weekend and stayed with me, he's on, oh nice, Full Hollow Chaos Crystal. He's on TRT, but he just does a once weekly shot that gets him up to baseline. And I think baseline is like 400 to 500. Carnivore diet's good too. Anything that like resembles keto is going to be really good for fat loss and maintaining some muscle. Yeah, 35 is like kind of the average age that you start to notice like a very measurable decline in your body's natural test. And so for a lot of people, maybe it's not significant at 35, but generally that's when it seems to start for a lot of people. And it's kind of the same age too for hair loss and balding. A lot of it really peaks or starts at 35. If you have really good health insurance, a lot of people can get it for free. I don't know how expensive it is if you don't have insurance, but like my buddy, he gets it. His is covered by insurance. And for free, I mean after your deductible. Mermaid scales. This box is like it might not give us a Mothman. Chris started maybe a year ago. He's been on it for probably a year. I wouldn't say he necessarily looks like it, but he doesn't work out at all. He got on it more for he just had like a severe lack of energy, and he just got it to improve his energy level. He doesn't work out whatsoever, and his diet is shit too, which is probably why he had low energy, because he eats fast food every single day for every meal. What's up, Hellbound? Long time no see, man. I'm more interested in the attitude effects versus the body with ERT. I've been grumpy and tired my whole 30s. Grumpy and tired, you'd probably have a positive effect from TRT. It's more like if you're angry and aggressive all the time, testosterone can kind of exacerbate that. If you're not like naturally angry and aggressive and that sort of thing, you're typically fine. And if you're tired, though, it might improve the Japanese 151. I haven't opened much of it to really have an opinion. I think I only opened up one booster box of Japanese 151. And I haven't paid too much attention to other people streaming it. Sewer alligator. What's up, pranks? And what's up, Jag1? I just saw one. Man, we're on like a reverse hollows. Let's do another box of our good old retro pack here. See if we can hit a higher rarity on this one. Is it true chicks take steroids, it grows a... They don't grow a dick. But it is true that when girls take testosterone, it can make their clit lengthen. And lengthen significantly. But it's not, it doesn't become a dick. I think there have been cases though where they can develop something that resembles, ooh, nice blue eyes tuned dragon. They can develop something that resembles almost an Adam's apple, but I don't think it's like a legit Adam's apple. Yeah, if I were a chick, I'd definitely be pretty hesitant to take testosterone, but nowadays it seems like there's guys taking estrogen, there's girls taking testosterone, everybody's kind of trying everything now. So I think in 20 years, I think we're going to see a lot of interesting studies on people that are taking the opposite gender hormone to try to be more like that gender, the health ramifications of that. Because I think historically you've seen a lot more girls taking testosterone for whether it be sports or, oh nice, another secret rare copycat. I didn't even know this came in secret rare. But I think historically, whether it's bodybuilding or whatever sport, you've seen a lot more girls taking testosterone over these. So I think there's a little bit more data on that. But here recently, guys that are transitioning to girls taking estrogen and trying to get rid of their testosterone, I think is a much newer phenomena because that's not really something that happened in the past. I mean, guys were always taking testosterone for sports and stuff, but you don't really have a whole lot of historical data on a guy taking estrogen and trying to lower their test as much as possible. I think there's going to be some interesting studies that come out of that. What you don't want to be is Ronnie Coleman in a wheelchair. I think the wheelchair thing with Ronnie was more from the style of training. It froze. Let me see. It's good now. Man, this frame rate is a little bit slow. What if I... Is there a way for me to... I'm not super familiar with streaming to the extent that is there a way for me to like go into the settings and say, I only want this to stream at 720p or whatever, so it doesn't try to... Nice, Time Wizard. So it doesn't try to go 1080 and slow it down. If I could just set it to be 720 the whole time or something, and maybe it'd be faster. I always really liked Time Wizard. I think it's probably from the starter deck. Joey was where I really liked this card. Yeah, the retro pack's fun, man. I do think, like you mentioned, your father-in-law. I do think older people, especially like 60 plus, still need to be a bit careful with it. They really need to be like monitoring their blood work. Because at a certain age, oh, nice. This is one of my favorite cards from when I was a kid. Relinquished Ultra Rare. I love this fucking card. At a certain age, it doesn't matter. Like, it's at a certain age, it's just going to increase your risk of cardiovascular issues, no matter what. Heart attack, stroke, high blood pressure, all those things. Even if you're like super on top of your blood work and you're doing everything right, just taking artificial testosterone at an advanced age like that, where you're not supposed to have high testosterone, you're going to feel healthier, you're going to have a better quality of life, and it's going to help you, the energy, the tiredness, all that stuff, it's going to help. But at a certain age, your body's not supposed to have high testosterone. And that's why at a certain age, you naturally would feel more tired or have less muscle mass or whatever. But you're at that certain age have already aged to that point of you're already at a naturally higher risk for heart attack and stroke because of, plaque buildup or what, just age. So putting artificial testosterone on top of that is pretty much going to increase your risk no matter what. I have an uncle who he works in the medical field, and I guess he's about 70, and he always tells me that he would never go on TRT, and he's big into working out and stuff. He's still got a decent physique, but he always says I'll never go on TRT because I've seen so many people like at my age have complications with it as far as cardiovascular stuff, and he says it's kind of, you never see people really live past 80 on TRT. And again, there's not really a whole lot of data for this. So it'll be interesting to see 20 years from now, especially because right now TRT is very common. 10 years ago, even, it wasn't. But now it's like super common. There's a lot of people doing it. I think there's going to be a lot more data, but like even 10 years ago, you rarely saw anybody go on TRT. Now it's like very common. Oh, I agree with that too. That's what I told Chris. I was like, you really don't need it because he's kind of close to that baseline. And I was like, the longer you're on it, it's hard to say though. Because I kind of feel the opposite of my uncle. He's 70, right? So I would say when you're 70, you're kind of on your way out anyway. And if you really need higher testosterone, like your energy levels are really low, you're like wasting away, it almost might improve your quality of life so much for your final years, and you're not going to be taking it very long. It might be worth doing. So there's kind of two sides to that coin. But like Katie said, like my friend, if he's taking it for, if he's 30 now and he takes it for if he lives till 75 or 80, there's got to be some kind of issues that arise taking it for 50 years. But like I said, there's just not really data on that. Everyone else experiment on TNTs. Which card? Relinquished? It's such a beautiful card. I'll probably send this bad boy in for grading. These look decent. The centering might be a little bit off from left to right, but Relinquished is just such a beautiful card. I might be biased because blue is my favorite color. And Relinquished was one of the first ritual monsters, one of the first blue cards. So, what's up, Robert? That was your favorite card too? Pee Wee says perhaps the best time to sell Metazoo is now. If you have a lot of extras, who knows how long until the next hype news? Well, we know exactly how long until the next hype news. October 8th, we'll know if it's or not, which I think is pretty big news. Yeah, More Plates, More Dates probably has a lot more knowledge than I do on this subject because I've never taken it. I people that have, but Derek actually takes it. And he's got to be around my age. Maybe he's a little bit older than me. I think he might be closer to 35. Another chupacabra. But that's the interesting thing is we really don't know. It has been around a while, but it in the numbers that it's at now, like the amount of people that are doing it now, it's like a very normal thing. It's never been normalized like it has been the last 5 or 10 years. So there's really no long-term data. We really don't know. Steven says, I would think for most older folks, just eating healthy, some light exercise would be the best. I was forced to change my diet because of a tick bite. Oh, really? Did you get Lyme disease from the tick bite? I have an aunt that my aunt that's married to the guy that I was just talking about, the uncle that talked about TRT. She got Lyme disease from a tick bite. Oh yeah, pretty much across the board. It's definitely gonna shrink your nuts down to down to essentially nothing. I mean, that's almost a guarantee. Lizard Man. I think that's another thing that depends on the length of time that you're on it, Atlantis. I think if you cycle on and off and you're not on it for like a really long period of time, they come back. But I think when you're talking about 10, 20 plus years, I don't know. I think you need to stay on, because once you're on it for a very long time, you got to stay on it forever. Even says, I got alpha gal from a Lone Star Tech. I can't eat beef or pork or nothing. Huh, interesting. Because the thing is, they shrink because they produce testosterone. So if you're getting testosterone from somewhere else, it's kind of like they don't serve a purpose anymore because you're getting it exogenously. So if you're on it for so long, your body kind of becomes used to the extra testosterone coming in, and that's kind of why they shrink. But people that cycle on and off, and this is probably people that don't need it. This is people doing, bodybuilding cycles. People that cycle on and off and they're young, their body can accustom to, okay, and I need to start producing more testosterone. I don't have this extra coming in, and they can come back. But I'd say for someone like Ric Flair, he's probably he was probably pretty old when he's talking about them come back. I don't know someone like him at his age if they would come back full size or not. If you don't mind me asking, Stephen, how old are you? You're not 70. Now I live off chicken, fish, turkey, and beer. That sounds like a pretty good diet to me, man, as long as it's light beer. Would be sick to watch you hunt for old scratch, but realistically, it's pretty impossible unless you want to drop like 30K. Okay, maybe I'll do the Nightfall box next. I've got a Nightfall box right here. That's the thing about Metazoo that they did right, is having these secret rares and all these sets every time you open a box from that set. It's a hunt for that secret rare, even if it's unlikely. All it takes is one box to pull it. Even if the odds are against you, it's still a hunt. $66 headed to $67. Yes, light beer. I did vitamin packs as multi-packs, 8 pills. Pea neon green. Yeah, that's kind of the scam of so many different vitamin supplements is it's really more than your body needs. That's why it's neon green, because most of what you're taking in is stuff that your body can't process, doesn't need, and it comes out in your pee. That's why a lot of people do these blood tests and they figure out what specific vitamin they're deficient in and only take that. Like my mom did this and she was deficient in vitamin D, so she only takes a vitamin D supplement. And some of these vitamin supplements that have like everything mixed in, you don't really need all that. You got to figure out exactly what you're lacking and then get that. My parents are kind of close to Steve's age. My dad is about to be 59. Jersey Devil full hollow. Actually, shit. I need to check. I think his birthday's the 26th, but it is already the 24th. Let me make sure hopefully I didn't miss my dad's birthday. I'm like 99% sure it's the 26th, but now my mind is telling me was it today? Oh yeah, 2 days. Okay, I'm right. 26th. Okay. I just had like a weird brain fart where my mind was like, is it the 23rd? It's the 26th. So that would be Thursday then. Or no, that would be Friday. I still remember the live stream you pulled SF. I'm totally blanking. What is SF? Superfractor? The babe? What's up, Pokebarn? What's up, guys? Full Hollow Piazza Bird. Wow, that was the last pack. So we're 3 boxes. That's kind of interesting. We're 3 boxes into these boxes that I bought. $70 a pop. No Mothman in any of them. No Sam Slayer, no Chaos. Well, we got a Chaos Crystal, but no Mothman out of 3 boxes. That's kind of crazy. I want to do a giveaway here. Who still needs a Nick Strength and Power promo card? Let's see what we got here. All right, I'm seeing a lot of people that want one. I need people that live in the States because there've been some really expensive promo cards that I've shipped out here. I forget who it was, but one of the ones that I shipped out, it was like $50 to ship it out. Let's see. You always open for yourself and sell after, right? I typically don't sell a whole lot of the stuff that I grade anymore. I sell duplicates. And now, like if I grade first edition, I'll probably mostly grade Mothman, and I'll probably keep a lot of those if they get a 10. But anyway, let's see. Tyler, we're friends on Facebook, right? All right, we got some big stacks here. So let's give away a lot here. Give one to Steve if Steve is still watching, because I like Steve's channel. All right. So hopefully, like I said in the last stream, hopefully this weekend, I'm going to have the new serialized holographic promos. And we're going to give away hopefully the first round of those this weekend. Basically the sample version. They're gradable with BGS, Beckett, and DSG. And I'm still waiting on getting my Beckett submission back. Still some at Beckett, but there's only 100 of these cards ever made. In the holographic that are coming hopefully this weekend, only 100 of those. So they're hard to get, but they are gradable. So let's see. Tyler, I'm going to automatically give, since we're friends on Facebook, you can just message me on there your address. Tyler S. I'll let you pick. None of the grades are really high on the ones that are left, but do you want CC or DSG? SGC? CGC? I think the highest is 8.5. Balding Pleb says, hey, Nick, I got to say I bought a first edition Cryptid Nation right around 3 months for 800. Pretty good. Nice. Are you talking about Kickstarter or regular first edition? Yeah. I got you, Steve. We got the 8.5 CGC, and we've got, I think, mostly 8s left from DSG. I was going to say, if you paid 800 for a first edition Cryptid Nation box, I don't know why you're feeling pretty good right now. Kickstarter, though, that's not bad. But yeah, these are LawCal TCG. They're gradable. And I've said this before, but LawCal has some very big news coming. I feel like these are definitely going to be going up in value very soon. But Steve, if you want one, I'll send you one. You don't have to pay for shipping or anything. I'll pay to ship these out. And I'll send one out to the museum. I'll put one in an envelope for Steve here. I just got a notification, too, that Tyler messaged me, so I got Tyler's. Got you, man. 100%. Stevie B. All right, some more here. Just because I've got a pretty good amount left, and I want to really focus on making the giveaway for the stamped serialized ones, the holographics. Let me see if I got a video here. Oh no, I'm on my phone, but I want to make the stamped serialized holographics pretty rare and only give away one per stream. So I want to give away a few of these on this stream because I'm not going to give away as many in the future. Let me see who else wanted one. I'm trying to scroll back up in the chat to where I first said it. All right, I see Austin. We'll do Austin. Austin Soliu. I'll give you one. I'll let you pick though, Austin. Do you want CGC or DSG? CGC. Got you. And so for all these, if I'm giving you guys one on this stream, just message me on Instagram. If you on Facebook, just message me somewhere and make sure I get your address. Austin S. So that's 3. I'll probably give away more before the end of the stream, but let's do 2 more, make it 5 before we get to the end of the stream. Pedro, do you live in the U.S.? All right, Pedro, do you want CGC or DSG? I'll give you one, Pedro. Oh, let me take a picture of that, Steve. If you can, also message me that on Instagram so I don't forget, but I'm going to take a picture of that address on my other phone here because I might forget. Okay, Austin, you messaged me. Good. Pedro CGC. Okay. And like I said, if you don't get one right now, don't be discouraged because I'm going to give away some more before the end of the stream. But the next guy that I see here, let me scroll back up and see if someone was first here. The very first person that I see that said they wanted one in the chat, JP Gaming. So you'll be the next one. Are you still in here, JP? And like I said, I'm going to give away some more before the end of the stream. Just want to do 5 in this kind of halftime. Okay, JP, CGC or DSG? The highest CGC we have left is 8. Same with CGC or DSG. I got you. Actually, no. I'm gonna upgrade you. We do have an 8.5, like an 8.5. All right. Pedro, I just saw your message pop up on my notification, so thank you. JP, okay. All right, cool. And actually, I'll give away one more just to keep you guys in here while I take a break. I got to pee real quick. So while I'm peeing, I want whoever's left that hasn't gotten one yet, I'll read through those comments when I get back. So when I get back from peeing, I'll give away one more, and we'll get into these boxes. But I do have to pee really bad. Just give me a sec. All right. Let's see. Go Ducks go. Let's get you one. You were one of the first people that came into the chat when I started the stream. So go Ducks go. I'll get you one. Do you want CGC or DSG? I think you were in the chat before I even started the stream. So CGC, got you. We do have another 8.5, so I'll upgrade you. Let's see. Okay, we got a few 8.5s. All right. I don't know why that 8 is on top. And when you message me, Ducks Go, if your Instagram name is different than your YouTube name, just make sure you tell me you're Go Ducks Go, because that's what I'm going to write on this package. Okay, JP. Go box. Go. All right. Let's get into another box. Actually, no, someone said Nightfall. So let's actually do both. We'll alternate between the two. We'll do Nightfall and first edition at the same time. What did Rudy say? What am I missing? Rudy has a history of going back. I just love the guy, but I wouldn't hold him to anything. Are you selling your promos? No, I haven't sold any, and I don't plan on ever selling any of them. I want them to be, like I said, kind of hard to get. You got to tune in to get one. And I think the people that watch the channel are the people that should have them. So I'm not selling any of them. You can only get them from a giveaway on a stream. The only one that I know of that ever sold is like very early on, before I even showed these on stream. Someone sold one on Whatnot for $20 raw. They got one of the copies from the initial run because he was friends with the LolCal guy. So that's the only price comp that I know. But yeah, these ones LolCal sent me for free, and then I paid to get them graded, and then I'm paying to get them shipped completely free. So no interest in selling them. Just something I wanted to do for the people that tune in. Let me check, bro. Only fantasy cards. Did you get my IG message? Let me see. Yeah, I got it, but I don't see a sketch. That's all I've got. And to be transparent with you guys, the new ones that are coming out, promos that are coming out, the holographic stamped serialized ones, I wanted to be extremely premium, so they're gradable. They've got a good shot out of 10. Those cost me $600 just to have made, just for the 100. They're like top tier, highest quality, best card stock, the holographic, the stamp, all that stuff. And then the shipping from China on top of that was $187. So I got a good chunk of money into those promos, and I'm just giving them away for free. So while I could sell them if I wanted to, I'm not going to. I'm just going to give them away. And then the grading fees on top of them, I'm going to grade some of the hollows too. But I wanted the new promo to be like top tier, as good as they can possibly be, so that if you do want to go out and grade them on your own, if I give you a raw copy, you should have a good chance of getting a good grade. So I should have those new ones hopefully this weekend. They said 3 to 4 business days to get from China to here. It's like expedited shipping. And I paid the $187 last night. So hopefully by Saturday I'll have them. You got a Cosmic Aura. And those I'm only going to give away one per stream. Figure out, I don't know if I'm going to do like have some kind of wheel, have some kind of random comment picker. I'm not going to pick just based on who left a comment in the chat. I'm going to have some kind of random way of picking. And those will only be one per stream. So over the course of a year, I might only give away half of the 100 that we have. So I want those to be really rare, really desirable, but also really gradable and really high quality. So the NSP set, yeah, so with LolCal, we're going to do an actual set. And that's going to come out eventually. We still haven't worked out all the different cards that we're going to do. I will pay for that, but we will sell that. So it's going to be a whole set that comes in packs, that comes in a box. And I will pay for that, but that one we are going to sell. And I think I think we're only going to do a small run, and I'll have half of them with me. And LolCal, I believe we'll have half of them to sell on the LawCow website. But this we're doing right now, totally free. And I don't know exactly with the set that we're doing, like some of the packaging and stuff, I think I'm going to be able to get for free or very cheap, just the way that I want to do it. Because I want to package it, because it's going to be kind of a bodybuilding type of thing, like a bodybuilding team. So I want to package it in like a small pre-workout tub and then have a custom label, like a sticker label on that tub for LawCal for the set. So we'll probably get those labels made from the same printer that makes the cards. But I think I can get the packaging for very low. So I'll probably pay for the package, I'll pay for the cards, or we'll split it, or whatever the situation is with how we're going to sell it. We'll split what we can. But we haven't worked out all those details yet. But if I have to pay for all of it, I'll pay for all of it. I'm not really worried about making money off it. I just think it's a cool idea. However, if I want it to be super premium, which I do, I feel like it's going to cost a good amount of money. So that's why we're going to sell it. Like I said, just the 100 stamped, and the stamps are going to be in like a little plastic, like a plastic pack, like a Metazoo sample would come in a see-through clear plastic pack. And like I said, 100 of those and the 6 uncut sheets that I got was almost $800. So imagine the cost of doing a whole set in packs with packaging and labels and stuff. That cost is more significant, I would assume. So that I can't really justify just giving away for free. And it's gonna be anything crazy if we do sell it. It's not gonna be like super expensive or anything. But I think with something like that, we're probably gonna be talking thousands of dollars. Reverse Hollow Mothman from the first pack of Nightfall. And I am telling you guys, man, LawCal has some big news. 2 Mothman in a row. LawCal has some big news coming up for the year 2025 that I think all this stuff, like you look at sample Metazoo cards before Metazoo was popular and before Metazoo took off. I think all this stuff starts happening with LawCal. They're going to take off, and all this stuff, like a little Nick Strength and Power set, these sample cards, all that stuff that was before they take off, I think is going to be very desirable stuff. So one day I hope that you guys look back and you're like, man, I'm glad I got this card for free, and maybe now it's $1,000 card. Okay, let me check my DMs. Only fantasy cards. Oh, that's sick, bro. If I can get it to focus right. That's pretty sick. I like that a lot. So what did you do that for? What's this a project for? If we get another reverse hollow Mothman out of this pack, I swear. Nope. I don't like 3 reverse hollows back to back. I just do fan art sketch. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't know if a creepy clay cave is in here, but I just got from him the sculpture that he did. I'll show it to you guys in a second. He did a sculpture of Mothman versus Frogman, a 3D sculpture of like a concept of what they would look like in war, and it's fucking sick. And I just bought that from him the other day, and hopefully I'll have that soon to set up in the back here. But it's so sick. The guy is so talented. Let's see if I can show you. Creepy. There he is. I showed this on the last stream, but if you guys haven't seen it, it's so cool. So here's a video of it. So what the fuck? So the laser eyes, that's an LED. He's got LED lights in there. He's got LED lights in the street lights, LED lights in Frogman's staff. I mean, this is just sick. I think he's got more pictures on there of it. Look at that Mothman. So sick. Look how cool that, like, what a cool display piece that for the background of these streams. Yeah, the guy is super talented. And all this, like, this big, like, cloud of flames and stuff behind the Mothman, there's LEDs in that too. Very, very cool. That's so sick, man. I don't know if he wants me to share what I paid for it, but I think it was reasonable. I think there's a lot that went into that. It was less than $1,000. I'll say that. Got head out. Thanks again. Thanks again for stopping by, Tyler. I'll let you know when I ship out that package. Yeah, I thought so too. I mean, I was thinking about it's different with art because I was just thinking about how much time and effort and creativity went into that. And I was thinking even 1,000 would be reasonable because that guy had to spend weeks making that. Let's do another one of these Yu-Gi-Oh! Retro packs here. But yeah, Clay, if you watch this playback, very talented guy, and he's done a bunch of Metazoo sculptures that are very impressive. So I'm sure he's going to need to do more. And if you guys ever want to buy a cool 3D custom cryptid sculpture, he's got a bunch of options on there, and I'm sure he's going to continue to make them. I believe he did. I'll show you guys another one he did. If you guys like Piazza Bird, I think he did a pretty cool Piazza Bird one. Let's see. Look at that. That's his take on Piazza Bird. And this was another war-inspired one, Piazza Bird versus Man. The dude is talented, man. I mean, look at the detail that he put into the feathers on the Piazza Bird. I mean, a lot of attention to detail going on in these sculptures. Just really talented guy. There's a Walking Sam, if you guys are a Walking Sam fan. Wendigo, Fresno Nightcrawlers. The dude is very talented. So you should definitely follow his page, Creepy Clay Cave. And maybe he'll make one that you guys really want. But to have the Mothman versus Frogman for sure. Ooh, nice. Ultra rare. Red Eyes Black Dragon. Very cool. Oh, nice, Menace. I'll have to watch that. I think the last video that I watched from you was you were watching the auctions of the Kickstarter boxes that Event HQ sold, where they had the countdown still live. So I'll definitely watch that after this stream. My cup's going dry here. Oh, that wasn't good. I really wanted to pull this Blue Eyes here. I heard, I don't know what it's going for now, but I know at one point the blue eyes from this set, the ultra rare, going for like $50 raw, which is pretty good for a new Yu-Gi-Oh card. Penguin Soldier with a massive, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, a massive line going right across his face. But you gotta love the Penguin Soldier. I also have a video of a Topps Chrome Black Refractor pull today, 3 of 5. What was it? A Mothman? Yeah, this is a really cool set for childhood memories, bro. These are all like the classic cards. Shining Angel, Manga Ryu Ran, Gaia Power, Umi Ruka, Karibo is our rare, Mask of Darkness, Armed Ninja, Flame Swordsman, Polymerization. You gotta pull the old scratch and knock that drink over. Let's add some spice to this Sprite Zero. I got the Rocks tequila here, that Terramana Blanco. Let's do maybe 2 shots in here. Try not to spill it. Nah, fuck it. Let's do 2.5. Yeah. Was the centering really good? Man, I need to get a paper towel. I gotta wipe up some of this tequila. It's gonna damage the cards. That's one card that I really want to. Ooh, nice. Toon World, even though it's not a holo. That was one of my favorites. That's one card, another time, that I really want to add to my collection would be a Black Refractor Moth. One of my cards in my collection right now is a Black Refractor Frogman that's signed by both Chris Campman and Poncho, I believe. Pokebarn always sipping down those IPAs, my guy. I'm glad I'm not alone on this Tuesday night. This is going to be my last night drinking this week, though. I drank all weekend with my buddy that was staying with me from out of town, and I just kind of continued with the leftovers that we had. Damn, bro, that's awesome. 618 days sober. That's awesome, bro. Probably a good move, and eventually will probably be my move, but that's kind of the problem that I run into is when I have friends over, we buy a ton of alcohol, we never finish it, and then in the days to come, the open bottles or the cans that are left over, I'm like, I gotta finish these. Let me grab a paper towel real quick. I want to wipe this desk off a little bit. Ah, all right. Oh shit, that's super strong. I should have just stayed with 2 shots. Yeah, I was telling people a couple weeks ago in the stream, I think, a really good alternative to drink. If you get these THC infused seltzers that have no calories, no alcohol, no sugar, no carbs. They just got like 5 milligrams of THC in every one. They give you a really nice buzz, no alcohol, and you're not getting sugar or the carbs that come with a beer or really any alcohol because it converts the sugar. But if you're trying to stay on a low carb, low sugar, low calorie diet, those Delta, you can get the Delta 9 ones, or you can get like straight up real THC. Those are a really good alternative to drinking. I think for a lot of people, if you're not like a full-blown alcoholic, it's like ritual of drinking, like just having that can and just like sipping on it while you're hanging out. And it's kind of like just sitting there sipping on a White Claw, but it's just weed, and it gets slowly buzzed. I'm not going to buy any right now, bro. I think $100 for a box of Kuromi, even if it's a pink box, it's just too much. I mean, you guys saw, if you looked at the inventory that was on there was a lot of Kuromi. Granted, they're probably not pink boxes. There's a lot of Kuromi sitting at the printer, and there was a lot of Kuromi in the warehouse. So I think the prices of Kuromi, whether it's a pink box or not, are going to drop across the board when that stuff hits the market. So I'm kind of just waiting that out. But Metal Man of Alabama. They turn your mouth blue? What turns your mouth blue? Boil over. This used to be a hit. This used to be a $15 card, believe it or not. There's Creepy Clay Cave, my guy. I sent you my RIP Metazoo t-shirt design. Let me check. Let's see. Oh, that's cool, man. That's really cool. Is that something to sell right now? So do you have every issued Mothman printed? I have most of them. I think the only things that I'm missing, I've got everything in a PSA 10. All the Kickstarter first edition, second edition, reverse hollow, Nightfall, all the skateboard collabs, all the Mothman Festival promos. I've got several serialized Mothman from Topps Chrome. I don't have the one of one, obviously, anymore. I've got the original Top Series 0 first sighting Mothman. But I'm missing a black refractor Mothman. I'm obviously missing the one. I don't have a sample Mothman. What else am I missing? I don't have an orange refractor Mothman either. Black refractor, orange, gold, and the sample Mothman are what I'm missing. But I've got probably, it looks like almost 20 different PSA 10 Mothmans, or more than that. Maybe 30 different PSA 10 Mothmans. I've got pretty much everything. And I really want the Mouse Mothman from the second Kickstarter, the playing card. That's like the full hollow background. I don't have one of those. I used to have one that was a PSA 7, but I sold it. Would you take a job at the new Metazoo if they offered something cool? 100%. It would just have to be something that, I don't know what exactly it would be, but it would have to be something that's not going to take too much of my time, because I do have my other YouTube channel, which takes up a lot of my time, and that's my main job. So it would have to be something that I could do from home, obviously, and something that is not super time consuming, but I would 100% take. I really want to be involved any way that I can, whether it's a job or something else. If there is a new Metazoo and they do try to revitalize it, I would love to be involved in any possible way, because that's one thing that never happened with the old Metazoo. what I find, because people didn't really like the old ownership, is I was never officially involved in any way. I didn't even talk to Mike at all until after Metazoo was shut down. I had no communication with them, no nothing. I was just buying a lot of product and opening it. There was nothing official. I wasn't even in contact with anybody there. Bell Witch. Would you wear a company polo? I mean, yeah, you need to be involved. I do agree with that. There's still a couple other guys putting out content, but we're like the people that are making YouTube videos right now about Metazoo, like me, Metazoo Menace, Jake G is another one. We're like the only thing left keeping Metazoo alive. Because obviously Metazoo themselves, they're not putting out any content. And I think if we didn't make these videos, nobody would even know what's going on. I don't think there's not really anybody around that would be following the court case and scrolling through the court documents without seeing like video updates about it. I don't think anybody would really care. I think a lot of people are done with Metazoo and not paying any attention. But here's the problem though, right? If they wanted me to be like an official Metazoo influencer, the problem is the reason they would do that is to make me say positive things about the new Metazoo. And I think what people like about what I do now is that I'm not associated with Metazoo, so I can say whatever I want. It can be good, it can be bad, it can be whatever. So it'd be tricky trying to figure out what they would want me to do exactly where it wouldn't limit what I can say as far as like my opinion on whatever's going on. Because I kind of had this same conversation with the folks over at the Arnold Classic with my bodybuilding channel, as they were kind of throwing around the idea of like offering me a job, like officially with the, like where I would be an actual employee of theirs. But then the problem with that is then people would feel like, well, he's working for them now. He can't say what he really thinks because they're paying him. So that's kind of the problem we ran into there, and that's why we didn't do it. Nice. Wendigo Full Hollow. Never get tired on that. But here's what I did, and I think this is probably the possibility, right? Is what I did end up working out with the Arnold Classic people. I would continue to make videos, like whatever I want to talk about, whatever, and they would pay me on a per video basis to run an ad for the Arnold Classic. If they wanted to sell live streams and they wanted to get emails for those live stream signups or whatever, I would make a video about whatever I'm talking about that day, and they would pay me for that video to say, here's the link, go sign up to buy the live stream or whatever. So they kind of paid me just to roll an ad on a video. They didn't pay me like as an employee. So maybe with the new Metazoo, it could be something like that where they say, hey, we got a new set coming out, or we're going to do War, or we're going to do Legacy. We'll pay you, or we'll send you a bunch to talk about it or open up a bunch. That might be a better type of arrangement. Not necessarily have me like on payroll as a employee, but to say, we got something new coming out, open up a bunch of it, talk about it. And I would think the other value that I think they should really look at here is just reading the chat, watching the streams, and looking at the feedback from the people that are still interested in Metazoo. I think the connection between me and whoever's left that's a Metazoo fan, and them voicing what they want, what direction they want to see this go, I think that's the other value too, is they need to pay attention to what people are saying in these chats and in these comment sections, because this is this meta community that's left, I mean, this is really all they have to start with. That is, yeah, nothing about Aoki. And I was thinking another thing too that I would be interested in is maybe the opportunity to buy into equity of the new Metazoo, because it's kind of different, because then obviously I would want Metazoo to succeed, but then it would still kind of make me not want to say negative things about the company if I'm a shareholder, but I wouldn't want them to gift me equity. I'd want to buy into it myself. So maybe even the opportunity to say we're we're taking investors right now, and if they reach out to me, do you want to be an investor? I would be open to that too. I tried to buy one of your metal slabs on eBay, but someone outbid me. I wanted you to autograph it. Which slab was it? I'm going to list a bunch of stuff here this week. I've got a bunch of slabs that need to be listed. Ooh, there we go. Full hollow Mothman. Now we're talking. Mothman and a Wendigo back to back. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. And I really do think it's true. If there weren't me and the couple other YouTubers that talk about what's going on with Metazoo, I don't think anybody would care. I don't think anybody would still be paying attention. I don't think anybody would be following it. I don't think anybody would even be looking at this court case and wondering what's going to happen. I think they would have all moved on. I think a lot of the core people that are left are only here because there's still videos where they can get information about what's going on with Metazoo. I think there's a lot of people that would have moved on without people that are still here making videos. And I think the other thing too is it gives the people that are left a place to still talk about it in the chat, in the comment section. So not only are they getting whatever information about Metazoo, but they've still got a place where they feel there's a community that's still talking about it, acting in the chat and stuff. And I think without that, I think a lot of people would have just left. Is not doing it. Like, there's no Metazoo social media that's active anymore. There's really not a whole lot of places to go. And I believe the Metazoo Discord itself is shut down now. And I think Argos still leaves his Discord open though, right? Even though he's not posting videos, I think you can still go there and communicate. Thunderbird. I think, Kevin, that's kind of how I'm looking at it too. Is like Metazoo has gone so far downhill. This has got to be as low as it goes. It's got to be nowhere but up from here. Everything bad that it could possibly happen has happened. So if someone new buys it and has the goal of revitalizing it, it's almost like it has to get better. The Super Saiyan Nightfall moths are probably the real Nightfall other than Old Scratch. I've got one in a PSA 10. And Nick, check the hollows if the motifs are printed upside down. Those are chases too. So like the little skulls and stuff in the background. Slide Rock Bolter. I have a feeling that SCP is never going to happen. I do have a feeling that war might happen, but I don't think any unreleased collabs are going to happen because SCP was a collab. Momo. Did we ever figure out, because Old Scratch has never been pulled on, right? Did we ever figure out what slot the Old Scratch is in when you open a pack? Is it in the hollow slot? I honestly would be happy if anything happened other than Hello Kitty. I agree. I really believe that we're going to see, when this sale goes through, there will never be a better time to open Metazoo than when the sale goes through. I really believe we're going to see like $5 booster boxes, maybe even less than that, as long as you pay for shipping. Because like I said in the last stream, when you're looking at some of these numbers, man, when you're talking about 20, 30, 40,000 booster boxes of any given set just sitting there, even multiplying that number by 5 just to sell it quickly is a good chunk of change. If you got 20,000 booster boxes, $5 a pop, that's 100 grand right there. I mean, it's a good amount of money. Indrid Cold. I think this is an under card. I really like this card. There are some old scratches that are in God packs, so you technically could weigh the pack and find it. I hope we see $10 booster boxes. I'll buy a bunch and rip and have fun. I think like stuff like UFO. I really think we'll see $5 booster boxes. And I think, honestly, stuff like second edition, just because there was a ton of second edition, not just at the warehouse, but at the printers too. And nobody wants it at all. I think you could see less than $5 a booster box plus shipping. But like I said, I think it could be like a situation where if you buy 10 or 15 boxes, you can get it for $1 a box, but then pay shipping on 10 or 15 boxes. I think it might be something like that. And this is not even considering, spell books, release event boxes, theme decks, like all that other ancillary stuff. Yeah, like what Spencer just said, you can buy 5 second booster boxes right now for $60, so a little bit over $10 a box, and even still, people think that's overpriced. Policia says, for me, kind of how it started was when Seance came out. That set looked amazing and had good hits. The whole thing was mappable, ruined the whole experience of opening. I would, if they sold it by the pallet, I would try to buy some pallets, yeah. And the worst thing, Metazoo never even said one word about it. That would be so fun if I could even go pick up a whole pallet at that point, not too far from Cali. So I will put this out there. If you're watching this, Charlie, the guy that's buying Metazoo, and maybe you are watching this because you're buying a company that this is one of the only places that people are talking about that company still. When you buy this and you inherit this warehouse full of shit, if you want to send a pallet my way, I'm more than happy to take one off your hands, even if it's junk, just to open on the channel. If you're selling pallets, hit me up. And the other thing too is, one thing that I wanted to do if I were the one that bought Metazoo is I really wanted to open up some kind of redemption platform for people to still be able to redeem their redeemable revive cards for a skateboard. So I'd be willing to, like on a very slow basis, if you sent me some of the skateboards, a pallet or so, I would try to offer some kind of redemption thing where people could still redeem their promos, and I would ship them a skateboard for the cost of shipping. I could do something like that. But who knows, because I don't know how those codes worked. Like if Metazoo kept track of like which codes had already been redeemed. That would be the problem that I think we'd run into, is maybe people that have already redeemed their codes could just me and show me a code they've already redeemed and get another board for free. I don't know if Metazoo tracked like what codes had already been used or not. I think if I were to do something like that, I would like a video with the date visible in the video of you scratching the code like on that date to know that you hadn't already used that code. But I know that's one thing that a lot of people wanted to see come back was the redemptions, because obviously you can still go out and buy Revive boxes, and there's obviously a ton of people still with unredeemed Revive cards. And I know that was one of the things that people really liked was the skateboard redemptions, and I think a lot of people want to see that come back. Yeah, with the previous redemptions, you had to send a video, but you didn't have to have the date in the video, and you didn't have to scratch the code in the video. So, like what I'm saying is, any of these people that have already sent a redemption video to Metazoo to get a board, they could just send that same video to me and then get another board essentially for free. That would be the issue with me trying to do some kind of redemption thing, is I wouldn't know who already has one and who doesn't. Oh yeah, bro. I definitely haven't forgotten that. I've got two that I sent in and never got it. I tried to redeem a Indrid Cold Nightfall board and a Sam Sinclair board, and I never got either one of them for the whatever it was, $20 shipping on both of them. And I still never even filed my I never filed my claim for I had $600 of outstanding legacy pre-orders through the Metazoo marketplace, and I never even pursued that. And at this point, I'm kind of like, oh well, it's a wash. Because I don't know, like I think I said this in the last stream, but I don't know how they're gonna prioritize who gets paid back and who doesn't. I don't know if they're gonna do it by who is owed the most amount of money. Like how I'm sure there's some kind of scale for like who is more important to pay back than somebody else. I'm assuming like some of these big companies that they owe money would probably be higher priority than like somebody that just had some pre-orders outstanding. So I don't know how they're going to do that. And then if they pay off all the big guys when they get to the pre-orders, is there going to be a way they prioritize which pre-orders get paid back if they can't pay back all of them? Yeah, man, that's another thing I considered is I would probably have to, because I live on the opposite side of the country. I live in Ohio. So if they did do some kind of sale of pallets or whatever, I would either have to drive out there myself with a trailer or like find somebody trustworthy to go out and pick it up for me and like just give them the money. Because I don't think I would have time, especially in October, because October is the Olympia, which is like my busiest time of the year with my other channel. And my sister's wedding is also in October. So I'm going to be really busy this next week. If they approve this on October 8th, and this guy is the new owner starting on October 8th, and he starts selling stuff right away, I might not have an opportunity to get out there and get some of that stuff. It's really hard to say, man. It's a realistic timeline for Metazoo to start back up and release the first new product. It's really hard to say. I mean, I don't know what kind of resources this Game Cubator Labs has with this Pokemon vice president being the founder. I mean, I'm sure he's got all kinds of connections. They had a printer that they work with listed on their website. So they already have a printer, they already had a distributor listed on their website, and I'm sure the Pokemon guy has all kinds of connections in the trading card space to, if they wanted to, make stuff start happening right away. And again, you got to consider they're getting all the digital files with this sale. So all the artwork, everything, who knows how much unprinted artwork comes with that. They could make like a mega set of all of just stuff that we've never seen before. Because there was thousands and thousands, I think honestly over 100,000 files. It was something crazy like that of just artwork and shit like that. So who knows? They could just take that artwork right away and say, let's print a set right now. One escaped alien lives in California too. How do you like your sister's husband? He's a cool guy. I like him. My sister is 2 years younger than me, and so is he. So we're kind of close in age. He's a cool guy. We hung out a couple weeks ago for his bachelor party, and he came over here like a week ago, and we got drunk as fuck a couple weekends ago or something. And he passed out in my bathroom. He's a cool guy, though. We get along pretty good. And we're about the same age. He's just a little bit younger. They both work for my dad at his engineering company. Yeah, he's cool. His name's Tyler. Because we hung out for his bachelor party, and then I think it was the following weekend, my sister had her bachelorette party out of town, so she was bored, and I was like, "Come over, man, let's get fucked up." And that's exactly what we did. And he did invite me to be in his wedding party, which was nice because it's all his friends who I had never met. So I'm the only one that's not his friend or family that's in the wedding party, which I thought was cool to be a groomsman. Although I guess I am technically family now. I feel like they should prioritize the common people who pre-ordered Legacy, etc. Maybe some of the old members can think of finding their way back to Metazoo. The big companies already have a hell of a lot of money. That's true. I mean, I think from our perspective, since most of us in this chat are probably people that are owed money, of course we would want to see those people get paid back. But I don't know, like in a court setting, I don't know if a court would prefer us or prioritize us to a big company. 'Cause I think a court would be afraid of the big companies more than us with their decision. Like when the court, if they approve this, I think their biggest worry is these big companies that have all these lawyers saying, no, 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 that's not going to work for us. We want to get our money back. So I would think maybe a court would prioritize them, and I could see why. Reverse Tripodero. Let's do another redback. Yeah, for sure, man. I'll definitely hit you up. I am curious to see if they reach out to me or not. It's not like they have to. I mean, there's really no reason to need to, but I am curious to see if the sale goes through, if the new owner reaches out to me or not, because I think it was Chris that said in the chat in the chat a couple streams ago, he said that my name came up in a conversation with the owner. They talked about me for whatever reason. So who knows what'll happen. Because honestly, like we said, it wouldn't be great for me to be an employee of the new Metazoo. And honestly, what I would be interested in, ooh, nice, another relinquished. I think what I would most be interested in is if they offered me some type of either deal on product or just said, hey, if you pay the shipping on these pallets. We'll just give you a couple pallets or whatever. But if they reached out and said, we'll give you a really good deal on some product and you can open it on your channel, that would probably be the best case scenario. But honestly, I think shipping a pallet to Ohio would probably be about $500 a pallet. So it would have to be a pallet of something pretty good. I'm definitely rate these relinquished. And I think that's probably the most realistic, so is them reaching out and saying, maybe we'll give you some product at a discount or for free or whatever. Because when this purchase is finalized, the guy that's buying it own that warehouse, and they're definitely not going to want to keep Metazoo at that warehouse with their past experience in Metazoo. So when he does buy it, he's going to have to figure out, what am I doing with all this? Where's it going? Where am I going to keep it? And probably stuff that he has to move and store and figure out what he's going to do with after the sale. Probably the less, the better. I mean, I'm assuming he's going to want to keep some of it, but if he's able to like distribute some of that stuff to other people and do something good with it, I think that's probably a likely scenario. Because if he can buy it and right off the bat find good places to send that stuff to that he doesn't have to pay to store it and he doesn't have to pay to ship it, I think that'd probably be good for him. But who knows? Maybe he's got a massive warehouse and has no problem storing all of it and shipping all of it there or whatever. How much would renting a U-Haul from Cali to Ohio be? I honestly don't think it would be much. It would just be the time that I would be. Oh, I guess if it would be you coming to Ohio. But the reason I wouldn't do it is just because the time of driving to California, especially in October when I've got all this shit to do. I wouldn't be able to do it myself is the biggest thing. The question is second edition even worth storing long term? That's something we discussed in the last stream is, what is the likelihood that they just destroy a lot of this stuff like second edition or UFO, because it's just not worth A, the damage that it would do to the secondary market, and B, it might not even sell, and C, they're going to have to pay to store it somewhere else now. It might not even be worth the time of them hiring somebody to sell it. And that's another reason why I think it might be a good option for them to reach out to some of these influencers. I hate that word, but people that are still making Metazoo videos and ripping stuff on YouTube, because even if it was second edition, it would probably serve them better to just say, hey, we've got all this second edition, we're thinking about destroying it. But that would be kind of disrespectful to the people that stuck around with Metazoo to just say, oh, we're buying Metazoo and we're going to destroy a bunch of it. Maybe we'll just send you a pallet so we don't have to store it, we don't have to sell it, and then we don't have to deal with secondary market, and you can just open a bunch of it on your channel. That seems like a good option too. Because then they get it off their hands, it's not hitting the secondary market, and it's just getting ripped as like a big, essentially, advertisement for Metazoo, saying, hey, Metazoo sold, somebody bought it and sent me a pallet of second edition. It's pretty good ad for them. I hope at a minimum they make your channel the source for seeing new product first, like 2 weeks before release. Like that would be cool. And I guess all of this is speculation too, right? This is all assumptions. Like we're assuming he wants to revitalize Metazoo. I think that is the case. I think they're going to try to bring it back and make it better and come out with new sets. But we've got to consider the possibility that maybe he's just buying it to resell it and he can make a profit. That is on the table too. I mean, based on everything that we've seen in the court document so far, it's not impossible for it to just be this guy's buying the physical product and just wants to try to make some money off it. It could be that, but I think that's very unlikely, and I think they do want to revitalize it. But I don't want to get my hopes up too high, even though I am very optimistic about this sale. There is a chance that they don't revitalize it, but I think that's very unlikely. And one of the reasons I say I think it's unlikely is $2 million is a lot of money to just say, I'm going to try to flip this and make a quick buck. And honestly, I don't know if that product is worth $2 million. Some of those numbers that we saw were pretty high, but I don't even think the secondary market can absorb a lot of that stuff. And it's definitely not going to go for anything close to MSRP. And that volume of product is going to sink the prices that are out there right now way lower. I don't know. It seems very unlikely someone is buying this for $2 million thinking this is going to be a good flip. I'm going to make some money back. I don't know. I think him working for GameCubator Labs is the biggest piece of information that we have on in this whole thing. The guy literally works for a company that specializes in developing trading card game IP. I think that's the biggest and most significant clue that we have in this whole thing. I mean, it would seem ridiculous that a guy that works for a company that develops trading card games in their IP would just buy Metazoo for himself. It just doesn't make sense. But on the flip side of that, there is nothing in the court documents about this GameCubator Lab. So they don't have a formal official connection, at least point, other than Charlie working there. They're not mentioned at all in court docs. So right now we're just kind of inferring that there's a connection. And I think there is. Like I said, I think the LLC is just like a protection thing. The Metazoo Enterprises, I think, was just created for the sale. It doesn't necessarily mean GameCubator Labs is not involved, but we don't know that they are for sure. Man, look at this pack. Yeah, this is going to be the old scratch pack, the damaged one. Twin Meteor. Stained glass token, very beautiful, beautiful card. But she's still going in the bulk burn now. Let's do another Yu-Gi-Oh box. We're on with the Yu-Gi-Oh. What's up, smoking them grits? It's all good, man. I started a little bit earlier this evening than I typically do, so it's all good. I really wanted to get a blue out of these packs, but I'm definitely happy with 2 relinquished. Start a wallpaper business that only uses Metazoo bulk. The embodiment of Apophis, nice. I actually saw a guy, or it was a TikTok video or something, where they made an epoxy floor of their basement or whatever it was of nothing but Pokemon bulk. They laid out all the Pokemon cards on the floor, then they put a layer of epoxy over top of it, and it actually looked pretty cool. That's a good option. Yeah, I'll consider that if you really want some stuff to pass out at the museum and event. Yeah, for sure. We can get in touch about that. I could find like a flat rate box where it's Just if it fits, it ships, and this is the price. That's one of the reasons why I burn it, though. Is it like selling it on eBay? I did that for a little while trying to sell the bulk, but now it's not even worth it. The price of shipping is always more than what the bulk even goes for. So it just sits around taking up space just for me to sell it for bucks and then $20 shipping or whatever. It's easier to just get rid of it immediately and burn it. But like even the second edition, like I think we all agree second edition is pretty worthless. Nobody wants to buy it. And there's no chase cards in there except for the blue ink. So that's why I think that would be an option for them. Nice, Wizard. To just send influencers based on that volume, like just pallets of second edition. Then at least the influencers streaming it, they can chase the blue ink. And that's like the only value that's left in second edition. Like there's almost no value in it at all. Unless you're opening that type of quantity where you've got a really good shot because you're opening hundreds of boxes, you've got a good shot at actually getting one, but it's not worth it's not worth paying for hundreds of boxes. The only thing, if they did that, how many people would actually watching that? I mean, that's true, but I think it's better than destroying it. I think people would still watch, especially if I was crazy and did like a 24-hour stream or something and just opened Cryptid Nation second edition for as many hours as I possibly could. I think people would tune into that. Born from the Earth. You have to remember too, people who have favorite cryptids will want second edition from the PC, but you can just buy it raw, I guess. True. But someone made a very good point earlier. That same vendor is selling 5 second edition boxes for $60. And they're not selling very fast. That's a little bit more than $10 a box, and they're still even barely selling them at that price. Like the demand, if you want any cryptids from second edition, you can get everything second edition has to offer for $60. You get 5 boxes. It's a really hard price to beat, and the demand is just not there. Everybody that wants it has probably already bought a bunch of it and opened a bunch of it, and there's just no demand for it. That's a good question. If you get hired by Metazoo, will you change your channel name to Nick Strength and Metazoo? Yeah, I would. If I started doing something for Metazoo, it's working for them directly, or just some kind of formal relationship with the company, and even if I had like a bunch of product from them to open, I think at that point I would have to change the channel name. I would not change it to Meta2 Enterprises though. It has to be still Metazoo. I mean, that's all I really open at this point anyway. Even now that it's dead, it's still really all I enjoy opening. But yeah, for sure. If I became involved in some, consider changing the channel name. You want me to open some more Yu-Gi-Oh? Nice, Chessie Full Hollow. Let's do it. I'll open some more right now. I just have a really optimistic feeling that a lot of us are going to be looking back a few years from now at first edition booster boxes selling for $70 and thinking, "Wow, I wish I would have taken some money out of my 401k and just bought first edition boxes." Like, I just have an optimistic feeling that we're going to look back at this time where everything was dirt cheap, nobody wanted it, there was no demand. We're going to look back and think, "Man, I should have spent all my money on first edition boxes back then, because now they're $1,000 a box or whatever." Nice. Toon Summon Skull and Kazagen. This is a very nostalgic set. I don't think it'll ever come back as Magicast. I think it's too similar to Magic the Gathering. I think Mike even said that's why they didn't go forward with Magicast. It was just too close to Magic, and I think it could have caused some legal issues for them in the future. Time Wizard, again. There's a lot of Time Wizards we're pulling out of here. I only got one first edition booster box left, says Spencer. How many did you have? Toon World. Nice. Dark Magician. Now we just need the blue eyes. I think those are really the big three, is the blue eyes, the Dark Magician, and the red eyes. And we got Dark Magician and red eyes. Yeah, Magicast was like initially what Mike wanted to call Metazoo, and it came out as an April Fool's set as kind of like an homage to Mike's original idea. The centering on this is really bad, though. Centering on a lot of these has been bad from left to right. Only got one retro pack box left. Let's just go ahead and open it now. I remember when I pre-ordered my first edition box for $99.99 and watching it go to $999.99 in the Rudy. Yeah, that was a crazy period of time. I honestly, even when Metazoo died, when they announced not the bankruptcy, but they announced they were closing their doors, I didn't ever think we would see first edition boxes sell for less than their original MSRP. But here we are, opening $70 boxes of first edition. Graceful Charity. I used that card a lot too in the original Yu-Gi-Oh game. I think mostly in the Game Boy games is what I played the actual card game in, was those OG Yu-Gi-Oh Game Boy games. Catapult Turtle again. Can we please get a blue eyes? It says Magicast on the prototype card. Oh, does it really? I don't think I ever paid that much attention to the prototypes. So like the prototype Mothman says Magicast on it? That's actually pretty interesting. All right, last pack of Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, that's kind of cool. Super rare hollow of Lejin, the mystical genie of the lamp. Not a blue eyes, but still kind of cool. Where did my chat go? There it is. What I couldn't believe is $1,000 Kickstarter boxes. Yeah, same. That was pretty cool though. Napa Rebobs. Obsidian Obelisk Reverse Hollow. Creepy Clay Cave says, I'm curious about what kids today will spend their money on when they're adults. That's what my buddy is always talking about, that because he's got 3 stepkids and he just had a baby of his own. And he was talking about some of the stuff that the stepkids collect. He thinks Squishmallows will be a big one. He said Squishmallows are huge for kids nowadays. None of his kids are really into any trading cards or anything Pokemon related. But he said Squishmallows is big. What's the other one he was saying? Was it Skyrim or something? I think it'll probably be a lot of video game collectibles. Like whatever collectibles exist, like Fortnite or whatever. I think it'll be stuff like that. Escaped Alien says Squishmallows used to rent the warehouse at my work. Oh, really? I kind of disagree with the Squishmallows theory that my buddy has, because we've seen with like every plush popular craze, Beanie Babies being the prime example, plushes don't seem to really be a good value holder long term. Skylanders, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, Skylanders, not Skyrim. Yeah, Kelsey is great. Thunderbird, I think, is an underrated card. It never really seemed to be one of the popular ones. There's a reverse from Nightfall. Yeah, I remember my pet monster. I don't really know though. Like I don't really know any kids that are growing up in the generation beneath us what they collect. Besides, I know a lot of them do collect Pokemon cards, but I really have no idea as far as like action figures or toys, what's really popular right now for like young kids around 10 or whatever. I know there's Fortnite trading cards, right? A nice Bigfoot. And I know that we saw during COVID a lot of the old video games with these grading companies popping up that grade sealed video games. Those became very popular. So maybe we see something like that happen again with like this generation that's kind of below us with like Fortnite or whatever video games are popular right now, like sealed, collectible, graded copies of Fortnite or something. Who knows? But it definitely doesn't seem like the younger generation, the generation below us, is like super into cards. I know there are some kids though that are into Pokemon still, but trust me, bro, it's still fun. Frostbite Labs. I still have my Game Boy SP, and I still occasionally play the Yu-Gi-Oh games on Boy. They still hold up. They're still fun. They're really fun games. I've got a GameCube too, and the Yu-Gi-Oh game for that I believe was Duelist of the Roses. It's still fun. Actually, I've even got I believe it's called Duelist Legacy for the Nintendo Switch. Or whatever the most recent game was for the Switch that was, you've actually got that, and it's pretty fun. Because you can play, like, OG mode. Chupacabra Full Hollow. Every Nintendo console holds really good value. Yeah, I guess Legos are pretty popular. One of the girls I was dating got me this big, it was really big, kind of adult Lego sets. It was a big Corvette. I never opened it, never used it. I wonder if that's I wonder if that's gone up in value since we broke up. I don't think I'm ever going to build it, so I'm probably just going to sell it. But it was like one of those big premium Lego sets. And I feel like I just get distracted too easily to sit down for hours and just build Legos. I don't think I'd be able to finish anything. Jersey Devil full. Well, we better get a Mothman out of this box. But I guess maybe too, my thing was when I was a kid, I was never into Legos. So I think a lot of people that are our age that still and collect Legos probably grew up enjoying that. And I don't really have that like nostalgic connection to it. So I feel like I just don't enjoy it as much. Nintendo, yeah, Amiibos might be one. Sealed Amiibos. You know it's going to be the nostalgia for people when they bring back no build Fortnite again after they remove it some in the future. I don't even know what that means. I've honestly never even played Fortnite. I know literally nothing about it. I kind of agree with that, Blitz and Buki. He says, yes, the grading of VHS video games, all media related, is a total scam. If you want it, okay, but to resell, nope, a scam. I tend to agree with that. I remember, like, during that kind of renaissance period during COVID, when the video game grading thing was going crazy, I bought a bunch of Pokemon games to play on Game Boy, but they were open or loose because I bought them because I wanted to play them again. I didn't buy them because I wanted the box to sit on a shelf. I want to play the game, like a movie or a video game, to just have it sealed up in a plastic case with a grade on it. I feel like the point is like to have it to enjoy the media itself again. I think the whole idea of having something that you can watch or play just forever cased in plastic to where you could never watch or play it is kind of. The IGS VHS grading was debunked and the website is gone. Yeah, I wonder how loose those grading standards are for something like that. I mean, yeah, I totally get the idea of having something in perfect mint condition and then having a certification on top that says this is how good the condition is. I totally get that appeal, but I don't know. It just seems with something like physical media like that, it seems like it totally defeats, it's counterintuitive to the purpose of physical media. So I feel like that market is very niche. People who want that media to not enjoy it again, just to have it sitting in perfect on a shelf. I'm sure those people exist, but I don't think there's very many of those people. Like, why would you pay $10,000 for a sealed Pokemon Game Boy game just because it's in mint condition with a label on it, but you'll never get to play it? It's just, I don't know. It's just weird to me. Would you interview the potential buyer? Yes. Every time somebody asks me that question on a stream, I say this hoping that that person is watching, whether it's Charlie or whoever from GameCubator Labs or whatever. I'll extend the invitation right now on stream anytime. I've never talked to Charlie, never had any contact or communication with him, but if you ever wanted to do an interview or just anything, send me a DM, send me an email, reach out, whatever. I'd be happy to do whatever you want. And I think it'd be very valuable to everybody watching this stream right now. I think people want to hear from and learn more about whoever that is that's buying Metazoo. I mean, that's what people want. They want to know more. They want to know more about him, what his intentions are, why he's buying it, what he do with, people want answers to a lot of these questions. So 100%, I would interview the guy. The buyer's taking notes on Nick. How many piss breaks? How many glasses of whiskey? Rate of pack openings, etc. Quetzalcoatlus. I'm actually going to sleeve that up. I really like Quetzalcoatlus, but it's not a very valuable card. I think now with the sale of Metazoo, I'm sleeving up a lot more cards that I typically wouldn't from first edition, just in case one day they become high value cards. Yeah, I've seen that he's done interviews in the past, and it seems like he's done a good amount of them. But with this whole zoo thing, like even Gary was telling me, Gary King Pokemon was messaging me and saying he just a few weeks ago or something had lunch with this guy Charlie, and Charlie didn't mention the Metazoo thing at all. Like he's been pretty tight-lipped about this whole whatever is going on with him and Metazoo. So I don't think we'll get an answer until after the sale is complete. I think he's waiting, and rightfully so. You don't want to count your ducks before they hatch, however the fucking saying is. So it'd be stupid for him to talk about buying Metazoo before it's approved. But if it does get approved, which I think it will, then I will reach out to him and see what's up. Chickens, yeah. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. Why did I say ducks? All right, how many packs we got left? Oh, we still got a chance here. This will be box 4 that I've opened. 4 boxes now of the $70 first edition boxes. If we don't get a Mothman for 4 boxes and not a single Mothman, which would be very surprising to me. Very odd. Chupacabra always gets me. Imagine having duck eggs and chickens come out. Reverse Loveland Frogman. I'm hopeful Atman Well is also sitting on a lot of product. Hopefully we'll get more news October 8th. Another Bigfoot full hollow. You play the game or do you just collect? I just collect. I've never played Metazoo. I won't lie, I'd watch you open 5 boxes. Well, maybe that's one of the streams I'm going to do here in the near future, because I did buy those 5 boxes for $60. I've got 5 of them in my other room right now. So maybe that'll be one of the streams, and maybe we get some more when the sale's complete, but we'll see. I would say in the other room right now, 20 of them are first edition. I've got probably 70-ish sealed Metazoo booster boxes in the other room right now. So I've got a good amount of content for future streams with all these like super discounted Metazoo sales. I've got about 70 boxes to open over the course of however long. But hopefully I can get my hands on a bunch more when this sale is done and have a bunch of shit to open. And one of those is a Kickstarter box, which I might save for a special occasion. I have a really big issue with keeping stuff sealed, and I really want to open that Kickstarter box. So maybe if we have some really big Metazoo news, maybe when this set's approved or whatever, maybe I'll use that occasion as an excuse to that Kickstarter box. Especially now that the prices are going back up on Kickstarter. I paid $500 for that box. And it's already almost doubled now since I bought that box. They're going for more like $900. Kentucky Hellhound. Last pack, Piazza pack. Oh man. Are we gonna go 0 for 4 on the Mothman? Let's see. Okay, ending on a full hollow chaos crystal is not too bad. All right, that was a pretty productive stream. We will definitely do another one this weekend where I give away the, hopefully we'll have the promos to give away this weekend, but I was going to do this wilderness box, but it's getting late now. We did, what, like 10 boxes of Yu-Gi-Oh!, 2 boxes of first edition, a box of Nightfall. That was a pretty productive stream. Although I don't have a whole lot to show for it because there's no Mothmans in the first edition. But we did get some, we've got a Nightfall Mothman and Wendigo, though. All right, I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for stopping by, guys. I love all you, and I